What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. As we know that this Glovegate accusation conspiracy theory is ongoing. Okay, we know it's ongoing. We've seen pictures of Tyson Fury's gloves as they looked like, you've seen indentions in the gloves. You've seen certain still shots of photographers that, have these type of weird looking pictures in gloves. And people wonder how gloves get to a certain appearance. Okay. And as you guys can see in the thumbnail of this video, this is very serious because these accusations happen to a particular person, and his name is Tyson Fury. And people questioned that Tyson Fury's glove looked weird. It didn't look great. I have an idea of what happened to the glove or with the glove in that particular still shot. But I want to share something with you again with these two gloves, one with the right hand of Fury and the other one with the right hand of Anthony Joshua. And as you guys can tell, I'm going to show you guys how this looks here. If you guys look, if you see the indentions on this is Tyson Fury's glove to your left, my right. On the other side, that's Anthony Joshua's glove. Now, don't you see the grooves and indention similarities between those two gloves? And you can ask yourself, how the fuck do these gloves look the way they look? Right? You guys can see that? Okay. And really, Anthony Joshua's glove looks a little bit more indented in certain areas. Okay. That's an easy question to answer. The reason why these punches, why this glove is matted in like that is because of the surface they've punched. Okay. I think you see the grooves within Joshua's hands. Understand these gloves, 10-ounce gloves that they're wearing, hey, guys' hands are pretty damn big. Joshua don't have girly hands. He has some big ass hands. So is Tyson Fury. These are different gloves than the everlasting you had in the first fight. But these, when you punch a certain surface, it makes the indention, especially if when you started throwing punches to the elbows and people start blocking them with their fists and other parts, it's going to start making indentions in that glove based on what the fuck he was punching. Okay, that's where that comes from. Okay, from the indention. However, my Tyson Fury's glove looks like it's packed. Okay, not as bad, but the way it looks like the glove is like it's curved in more than Joshua's, but you can still see those indentions on both gloves. Okay, now this is my theory. If everything would have happened the way it did, Joshua would have ended up beating Deontay Wilder by either stoppage or whatever. I predict the same fucking thing that happened to Tyson Fury would have happened to Joshua. Joshua would have been in a scandal of accusations just like Tyson Fury. Why? Because Deontay Wilder lost. Let me prove it to you. Nobody gave a shit about the floppy ass gloves until he lost another fight with the same person. Make that shit make sense. Make it make sense. Okay, nobody gave a fuck about Tyson Fury's flopping ass glove when he was slapping Deontay Wilder with it with them fucking jabs that he was fucking twerking out. That was the only thing Tyson was twerking out was those fucking jabs. Okay? But nobody gave a shit. They looked like sandwich bags or some shit like that. Right? Versus the second, the Paffin sport gloves, which are smaller gloves, more of a puncher's glove. And it looks like the padding's in the back of it. Not in the wrist area per se, but in the top of the glove. So is Joshua's, honestly. And the way these look, they look too similar for Joshua not to take the bag if he would have got that fight, or Deontay Wilder would have took that fight with Anthony Joshua, and Joshua would end up knocking him out. They would have said the same shit. So eventually, me counterpunching this here, looking at these gloves so similar, that conspiracy was inevitable. Because they would have found that glove that looked that way, and they would have went at that because that's what they would have reached for. Because anybody that loses with obviously with the reputation that Deontay Wilder has, there's no way. Maybe not as bad because Anthony Joshua does possess punching power. In fact, before he lost, he had a higher knockout percentage than Deontay Wilder. Fact. People forget that since he took that L. Okay? And then he didn't get the knockout to Andy Ruiz after that, right? But that would have been Anthony Joshua. But, you know, I would predict if that would have happened to Anthony Joshua's team would have sued him. It wouldn't have been none of this shit here where I'm not going to sue him, I'm not going to do this or that, but are you going to fight him? We don't know type of bullshit. It would have been like, yo, you're talking about me, I fought you fair and square. Yeah, I got the ridges on my gloves because I was punching you in the fucking face, elbows, shoulders, forearms, chest, okay? Those areas, right? That's why I got those. That's how I got those. And small as those gloves are, they're gonna make an indentation on what they hit versus what's behind them, and behind them is your fucking fist. That's how those gloves indentions are made, especially when they're taped up like that. Do you understand there's a lot of pressure in those gloves when you tape them up? You got to pry them bitches on for one, right? Unless you had some flip-flop shit like Tyson Fury did in the first fight. But again, nobody seen or nobody knew or nobody said shit about Tyson Fury in the first fight. Now Deontay Wilder gets his ass whooped. Now everyone turns into fucking Columbo or Inspector Gadget. Okay, or the fucking CSI. Now everybody's a forensic expert. Okay? But both of these gloves are too similar. That's why I'm glad, shout out to who they are. They know who they are, brought it to my attention, and I looked at these gloves. Okay? Both of these gloves represent these guys punching with these fucking gloves. Because in this fight, right? What was Anthony Joshua? This is the Anthony Joshua, his first loss, when he hit Andy Ruiz hard-headed ass. This one was when Tyson Fury was welling the shit out of Deontay Wilder in his second fight. Victory for Tyson, defeat for Joshua. Okay? But you best assure both of these motherfuckers were landing punches. Counterpunch. But anyway, this is by request. You guys tell me what you think about the similarity of these gloves. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.